Welcome to Norristown Area High School Gymnasium, everyone. It's Norristown boys basketball this evening. Tonight, the Eagles take on the inventors of Thomas Edison High School. I'm Jeff Brandon here with Alan Raleigh, and it should be a fine ball game tonight, Alan. The inventors play in the Division C of Philadelphia City Basketball League, and they're a fine ball team for what we see so far.
That's right. The inventors coming from a very tough division, too, down from Philadelphia. They're in the division that Ben Franklin and Mastbaum play in, and that's probably the toughest division down in the public league in Philadelphia. And this is one of the advantages we're seeing this year with Norristown's independent schedule. We're seeing a lot of good teams from Philadelphia having to be brought up here for Norristown to meet.
That's right. We've seen some fine ball games. Of course, Frankfort High School. We saw Parkway High School from the city. We're going to be seeing Franklin later on this year.
That's right.
That should be another fine ball game. We're seeing teams from Chester, fine ball clubs, Westchester, Henderson, and we're going to see a couple teams from Bethlehem later on in the year. So, you know, it's a fine ball club, and that Norristown's fielding this year. They're 13-1. We think they're 13-1, and you know, I don't think anybody knows about it really.
That's right. It's funny, you know, Norristown, for as good as they've done over the last decade probably in suburban basketball, they dropped out of the conference this year and they're playing the independent schedule, and I think they're getting overlooked. I do not think that people, especially in the Norristown area, and I also think some of the media people are aware of the good schedule that they're playing, but I don't think they're taking in consideration when they talk about, they look at Norristown's record, they see one loss and they think, well, maybe they're just another average team. But you look at the quality of the teams that they're playing and you see just how impressive Norristown's 13-1 record really is. I mean, we're playing here tonight a team, Edison. Well, they're 3-2 in Division C competition, and they're 12-6 overall. 12-6 down in Philadelphia in the public league is a very good record.
Okay, tonight's ball game. Who's the big player for Thomas Edison?
Well, that's got to be Anthony Robinson. In the 26-year history of Thomas Edison High School, Robinson only 2 days ago became the first player to surpass the 1,000 career point mark. He's got 1,026 coming into tonight's ball game, and he is a monster. We were looking at him out in the pregame, before the pregame show. He goes around 6'4", between 6'4", 6'6", and what did you say his weight was? About 230?
It looks like he's about 220, 230. I mean, Norristown's going to be giving a lot of weight to him, I think, tonight.
That's right, and I think it's going to come down to, it's going to be interesting, the matchups that Coach John Cresswell puts out there against Edison. Normally, of course, Norristown goes with that zone, but it'll be interesting to see who takes really the responsibility going against Robinson. I would think possibly Jerome Reinhardt, because he's the only guy with some bulk down there for Norristown.
And my guess would be Jerome, too. I think he's the most powerful Norristown player, maybe next to Wayne Denson. Of course, Wayne not a regular for the Eagles. Also in this ball game, I think Norristown's going to look to slow the pace down. Thomas Edison, a very fast-paced team. They like to run and gun. That's the Eagles' style, too, but I think they'd like to have a control ball game, play the set offense tonight.
Well, I think we saw that against Frankfort in the finals of the Montgomery County Triangle Tournament. You saw a team from Philadelphia come in here that also had a very fast-paced run and gun type offense. Norristown got involved with the running game, and fine, they were very competitive for one quarter. And after that, Frankfort just blew them right off the court. And in that ball game, Coach Cresswell noted before the game that he wanted to slow things down, but things got out of hand. And I think once again tonight we were talking to a couple of the players, and they said they're going to try to slow the pace down. We saw Parkway and Frankfort come in here and try to run, and I'm positive that Edison is going to do the same thing. And they also have some good height along the front line. Most of their guys between 6'3" and 6'5".
Okay, it should be a fine ball game. We're just about ready for play to begin, rather.
Yes.
Can't resume until the game starts. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with the play-by-play.
I think that was okay. Well, we're just about ready here for the opening tap and the introduction of the starting lineups. Norristown, of course, in their home white uniforms. Edison in the green and gold outfits. Edison coached by Howard Rataniff. Norristown coach, of course,
John Cresswell, of course.
I was going to get around to saying that, but I just messed up there.
How many games have we done so far this year? You don't know the Norristown coach.
How many years have I been doing these games? That's more important, I think. And the Edison squad will be introduced first. Number 20, Calvin Gambell. He out there?
Number 25, Eric Barron.
Go ahead.
Number 30, Tim Sherfield. Number 34, Terry Butler. And it's going to be number 42, Anthony Robinson.
And that is the man we're talking about, number 42, during the pregame show. He is our main man. As I said, over 1,000 points in his career. And the Norristown lineup, number 10, Chuck Walker, starting one guard position. Number 12, Darren Queenan, starting the small forward. Darryl Wise, number 15. He's the shooting guard for the Eagles. Number 24, the strong forward for Norristown, Jerome Reinhardt. And number 23, Dante Woods, starting tonight at center. Dante hasn't started the last couple ball games, but he's back in there tonight.
It's one ball game that Phil Bugg started. That was the last contest that Norristown was in, the wipeout of Upper Dublin. And Phil played a fine ball game from what I hear. I wasn't there for that ball game. I know the viewers know I wasn't here because you told them so well about
I had to mention the fact
my not being here. I did catch that ball game on Norristown Cable, Alan. I didn't catch some of the choice comments, I understand, from what I've heard about it, but that's
well,
okay.
Jeff, I figured, 2 or 3 comments kind of make up for all the zingers that you've gotten at me this year. I think.
Well, you see, you didn't see the Parkway game when you weren't here and I did the game alone, so things even out in the end. Okay,
we're getting ready for the opening tap here. Darren Queenan going up for Norristown. Queenan, a superb leaper.
A couple of those Norristown players still going with the Patrick Ewing look. Look at that fella Robinson. Look at him. He looks like he
just stepped off the offensive line.
He's got a big brace on his left knee there.
So Robinson wins the tap. Coming up with it is Calvin Gambrell, and Gambrell loses it. We have a call on the play.
All right, foul call already. You think it's going to be a tightly officiated ball game?
I hope it isn't, because you'd like to see a running game between these two. See a good open basketball game, but it looks like the officials might call it close. Chuck Walker picking up that personal foul.
Box in one zone for Norristown.
Sherfield down in the left corner now. Swings it out to Gambrell. Gambrell 20 points in his last ball game. Sherfield pops it, no good, out. Darryl Wise loses the rebound. And that time it was number 34, Terry Butler, going in for it. And the foul was called, though, on Darren Queenan.
Darren didn't like the call, but official right on top of it. So very quickly, Norristown with 2 fouls, and 34, Butler will go to the line.
Swish that one, so they break the ice first. The inventors of Edison High up top. That's a pretty nickname.
Wonder where they got that nickname.
I can't imagine where.
I think somebody has a deal on knee braces. 2 of the Edison players with identical knee braces.
And Dante Woods pulling that rebound miss down. Chuck Walker directing the Eagle offense, and he's done a good job the last 5 or 6 ball games. Pass is tipped out of bounds, though, on Gambrell. Norristown will get it back. Darryl Wise, the trigger man on the inbound play. Wise in that corner. Air ball this time. Dante Woods. Oh. Nice move by Dante. Pulled it down and then used a little reverse flip off the glass.
That was a fine shot by Dante. I mean, he was under the glass. He came from behind with that shot. Little spin off the glass.
Ball goes down low now. Now it comes back out to Gambrell, down to Sherfield. Sherfield pops it outside, short off the rim. Reinhardt with the rebound. Long lead pass to Darren Queenan, and Queenan could not control it. Goes out of bounds. Norristown turning it over.
Norristown looking for a quick basket there, Al. Didn't come up with it.
Calvin Gambrell, 6'1", senior guard, bringing it up for Edison. And as they have the last couple times down the court, they go down to Sherfield. Now back to Gambrell, over to Robinson. First time he's touched the ball, he's double-teamed immediately. Bounced away. Finally taken by Robinson, back out to Gambrell. Gambrell over to Sherfield. Sherfield to Gambrell now. Left side of the key, moving in the lane. Puts it up. Falls off Darren Queenan with the rebound. Queenan, Chuck Walker out on the left side. Walker driving down, dishes off to Dante Woods. Soft off the glass, and it's in.
Nice play by the Eagles.
Nice move by Walker that time, pulling up and dishing it off.
That's right. Chuck Walker showed a lot of good sense there, giving Dante Woods the ball. Dante pulls up the easy 6-foot jumper off the glass. That's the way to use the glass. Make the board work for you.
Gambrell over to Robinson now. Robinson back out to Sherfield. They swing it around the right side. Gambrell down in the corner, back out to Sherfield. Barron has it now. Barron loses it on the floor. Bacon comes up with it, I believe. Or no, Terry Butler comes up with it, and he's fouled on the play. Foul on 23, Dante Woods.
Oh, those are tough fouls. Looks like Edison's really going to try to take the ball inside. They haven't been successful with their outside shooting. I mean, we've played 2.5 minutes, and they've had nothing go down.
Well, Norristown, as usual, falling back in that 2-3 zone defense, used primarily to keep the opposing team from going down low. Dante Woods, the man in the middle, clogging up the lane.
Well, if the Inventors are successful in drawing fouls the way they have been, we'll probably see Phil Buggett in this ball game.
It's one thing Norristown can ill afford to have any of their big men in trouble, foul trouble. That last foul, of course, on Dante Woods.
And the second foul shot was good.
That's right. Terry Butler got 1 for 2 that time from the line.
With foul this time on Anthony Robinson.
That's his first personal. Darryl Wise down on the baseline, double team, goes back out to Chuck Walker. Walker swings it around to the middle at the top of the key now. Wise looking for Donnie Woods inside, goes to Queenan. Queenan puts it up. Around the rim, no good. Dante with the rebound. Wild shot, no good. Queenan this time. And it doesn't fall. Robinson pulls it down.
Tough series of plays there for Norristown, showing a lot of aggressive play on the boards. They're controlling the defensive and the offensive boards so far in this ball game.
And there's Robinson, 20-footer. We saw him do that in practice, Jeff, before the ball game, and he's deadly from the outside for a big man.
When a guy 6'5" can make a 16-foot jump shot like that, you're in trouble.
Walker now over to Wise. Well, I guess you don't score 1,000 points by shooting them all inside. Lost. Robinson coming up with it. He's leading the break down the middle. Bounce pass to Bacon. Bacon goes up over Wise, and Wise is called for the foul.
It's 2 quick fouls on Darryl Wise here in this ball game.
Eric Bacon will be sent to the line now. Wise did not have position that last time as Bacon drove in on the left side. Edison's blown some easy opportunities at the foul line early here. Another miss by Bacon.
Robinson's not quick, but he has a lot of
bulk.
A lot of bulk and a lot of ability, too.
And Bacon, 1 for 2. Norristown trailing 5-4. Full court pressure now by Edison. Frankfurt did that to Norristown and really caused them all types of trouble. Walker's pass goes out of bounds. Let's see whose ball it'll be, though. It's going to be Norristown's. Walker over to Wise. Back to Chuck. On the right side, now he goes to Darren Queen and puts it up. And it falls, so Darren gets his first hoop. Dante Woods has the other 4 Eagle points. They're up 6-5. 4:25 left to go in this quarter. Jumper from outside by number 30, Tim Sherfield, is good.
Norristown's been successful so far in keeping this pace fairly slow. It hasn't been a run and gun. It's been Chuck Walker up the court, setting up all the time.
Very controlled tempo here. Queenan over to Wise now. Darryl back out to Chuck Walker. Walker loses it, stripped by Gambrell. Gambrell loses control, ball's on the court. Gambrell saves it. And the shot is blocked twice by Dante Woods. Ball goes out of bounds, saved by Frankfurt over to Robinson.
Heck of a save. Saved by Edison, you mean there, Al?
Gambrell swings it over to Sherfield. Sherfield immediately double team. Gambrell goes over to Barron, who's open. Misses the shot. Robinson gets the rebound over Donnie Woods. He pumps it up and it's good. So Dante Woods is going to have his hands full down low with Anthony Robinson tonight, Jeff. Jerome Reinhardt now pulls it down over to Chuck Walker. Pulls up, pops, no good, gets his own rebound, and he hits it. That's being in the right place at the right time that time.
I don't know if the outside shot's what Norristown really wants to do tonight, Alan. That's what they've been going for. Not too much penetration, but
Robinson, the air ball, or off the rim this time, far outside. The ball's on the floor. Walker going for it. Sherfield comes up with it, though. Gambrell goes around Walker, pulls up for the jumper, and it's good.
These guys have the outside shot.
But you live and die by the jump shot. That's the problem with it. It can go so cold so quickly. 11-8. Norristown trailing here. Queenan looks for someone, finally finds Chuck Walker. Walker open, off the backside of the rim. Queenan comes down with the rebound, though. Queenan puts it up, and it's good. Queenan, 4 points. So it's 11-10.
You said about living and dying by the jump shot. I think Edison was cold at the beginning of the game. Now they're starting to warm up a little bit.
And a turnover that time. Pass coming over, and Sherfield wasn't in position. Norristown gets it. Reinhardt, the pass is intended for. Good defensive play that time by Butler, knocking it out of bounds. Darrell Wise over to Walker now. Reinhardt and Woods trying to buy from position down low. The ball goes out of bounds though. Dante Woods goes for it, but it goes out on him. So Sherfield will inbound it for the Inventors. Sherfield left open, decides to put it up, and he hits. That time, Norristown's defense kind of just fell asleep, Jeff. They let Sherfield wide open, and he just nailed it.
You can't leave him over for those jumpers. I think it's going to take a lot of aggressive play by Norristown, going after the ball handler, letting him know that you're there, putting a hand in his face.
Darrell Wise, under pressure, pops it up. Robinson's outlet pass is blocked. Donnie Woods comes up with it. Queenan. Darren Queenan puts it down and up, and he is fouled that time by Robinson, and that's a second personal on Robinson.
Smart play by Darren that time. He took the ball to the hole, and he knew he was going to get fouled there, and there was no way. 2 players in there up in the middle of the air. Something had to happen.
And now you've got the main man for Edison with 2 personal fouls. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody off the bench pretty quick to replace him. Queenan hits it. And here comes the substitution. Number 31, Robert Stevens, comes into the game to replace Robinson.
Well, did you see Stevens standing over there by the scorer's table, or is that just your innate knowledge of basketball?
Well, he took off the jersey, so I figured that was it. Norristown comes up with it. Good rebounding that time. Darrell Wise drives to the hoop and goes down.
Good play by Darrell. That's his first basket of the ball game. Norristown looks good there. Tie score, 13-all.
Norristown and Edison tied here, 13-all. Gambrell hits it. Gambrell from the foul line. He's got 4 points in the game. 1 minute to go here in this first quarter. Norristown down by 2. Swing the ball around, Wise to Walker. Walker puts it up. It's no
Forced shot that time.
That's right, it was by Walker that time.
I think Chuck put that one up a little bit too soon. He forced the shot.
Sherfield over to Barron, over to Gambrell. Gambrell once again from outside.
Oh, what a shot!
That was a rainbow jumper that time. He just launched it right up.
Now you tell me how you defend those kind of jumpers.
You don't. You hope.
Darren Queenan.
Hands in his face.
Darren jumped 3 feet in the air that time, and Gambrell had a nice loft on it.
Oh, they're going to call Jerome Reinhardt for pushing off that time, so the basket doesn't count.
Oh, with 22 seconds left in the first quarter, maybe we're going to see Edison go for the last shot. Maybe be up by 6 points here at the end of the first quarter. That'll be their largest lead. And in fact, we have a 1-and-1 situation.
Norristown in the foul situation already, and Frank Dobbs, number 5, checking into the game to replace Chuck Walker. And coming in for Edison, number 4, Bobby Williams, a 5'9" senior. He's going to replace Tim Sherfield. You have the Norristown cheerleading squad in the background there. Stevens gets his first point. Stevens, 1 for 2, 21 seconds left to go in this quarter. Norristown, opportunity to close within a couple more points here. Darrell Wise, left side of the key, lob pass for Jerome Reinhardt, out of bounds.
And Terry Butler can't believe the foul's being called on him for pushing off there inside. So with 12 seconds, it'll be the Eagles from their own offensive baseline.
There was contact down there. Could have went in either way. Lucky for Norristown, it went theirs. Darren Queenan, quick inbound, and he hits it.
Nice play, but I think they left too much time on the clock here for Edison.
Edison rushing it down. 4 seconds left to go. Dobbs defensing Gambrell. Gambrell, 25-footer, no good. Queenan with the rebound. As time expires and going into the second quarter, Norristown trailing by 3, 18-15. Well, Jeff, we saw in that first quarter, Norristown prevented Edison from getting into any type of running offense there. They stayed pretty close. Just some good outside shooting, though, by the Inventors.
Oh, that's right. Gambrell was 6 points off from the outside bombs, most of them. As we just said, there's nothing you can do to defend that kind of basketball. And Robinson sitting out for the last 2 minutes. Anyway, a guy's 6'4.5", and he has such a sweet jump shot. I can really see how he got 1,000 points.
First man in 26 years of Edison basketball to do that. They haven't had bad teams all these years either. But the hot men right now, we've got Darren Queenan with 7 points, and Calvin Gambrell, top man for Edison, he has 6.
And we've seen Darren Queenan be the dominating player on Norristown's squad so far this year. He's really emerged as a fine basketball player, especially for a junior. All right, out there for Norristown, it's Wise, Dobbs, Reinhardt, Woods, and Queenan. Queenan up for the tap again. And out there for Edison, we have Williams, and Stevens is going to go up for the tap, along with Barron, and the tap is taken by Norristown. Down to Darren Queenan. Frank Dobbs' pass a little bit too long. Okay, Gambrell's also out there for the Pioneers, as well as number 31, Stevens, and 34, Butler. Okay. I think we've got them all covered, maybe even one or two twice, but that's the way it goes. So, all right, they go down low to Butler. Butler drives into the lane, puts the shot up. Oh, in and out for him. Tap, put up. Nice play that time by number 31, Robert Stevens. Taps the ball into the net. It's 20-15. Edison on top by 5. They go down low to Woods. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Butler. Good defensive play. Okay, it's white ball. Darrell Wise looking for the pass inside. You better get the ball in. Okay, there he's got it to Darren Queenan. Over to Woods. Woods is going to pull up. No, he should have shot up. Tried to pass off to Reinhardt. It's picked off by Edison. Gambrell down court. Oh, nice pass that time to number 25. Barron puts the shot up, won't go, but the rebound's taken by number 4, Bobby Williams. Williams gets the basket. Quickly, 2 baskets for Edison here in the second quarter. We've got a timeout Norristown, well taken by John Cresswell, I think. It's 22-15. We've only played 44 seconds here in the second quarter.
Well, you can see what happens when you create the turnover down low at the opposite end of the court. Immediately Edison out there on the break with Gambrell leading in. They go in for the basket. And they are a fast team. And Robinson's still on the bench with the 2 personals.
Well, you know, if you can dominate a team without your best player, you know, things are going your way. This perhaps a little bit reminiscent of the Frankfurt game, where Norristown played a very comparable first quarter to their opponents, and they lost it coming out in the second quarter. That Frankfurt ball game, they were blown away.
Their shooting touch went north, and after that, that's all she wrote, because there was no hope. And I think, as you said, this is a wise timeout, because I think Coach Cresswell kind of remembers that ball game, and you don't want to see a repeat here tonight. Exactly.
Okay, back onto the court come the Eagles and the Inventors. Same players out there for both squads, of course. With the man-to-man pressure here being applied by Edison. Okay, the lob goes inside to Jerome. He puts the shot up over Barron. Air ball. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Dante Woods. Back outside to Dobbs. In low to Queenan. Queenan all alone. Oh, got to be goaltending there. Yep. Terry Butler went up, but he was a little bit late. Right on top of the basket was the ball.
That was a nice pass, too, by Frank Dobbs. He was going to pull up for the jumper, then saw Queenan and shoveled it through the lane to him.
I think Darren was a little bit surprised when he turned around and saw he was wide open for the shot. Butler came out of nowhere, but of course the shot was already on its way down towards the hoop. So goaltending is called. Credit Darren with the basket. Double teamed. Williams gets it out to Gambrell. Over to Stevens. Stevens in, back out with Frank Dobbs pressuring him. Norristown now pressuring the ball handler. Gambrell puts the jumper up. Ball's knocked away. Rebound taken by Williams. He puts the shot. Nope. Tries to go down low. Knocked out of bounds by Norristown. Gambrell lob pass up. Taken by Norristown. Nope. It's going to go out of bounds. White ball. Oh, Gambrell just watched the ball go out of bounds. Apparently he thought that Darren Queenan had hit the ball, but officials say otherwise. So it's Norristown's ball back up court. And Edison waits for Frank Dobbs just beyond the midcourt line. Reinhardt takes the ball all alone. Nice play. Jerome Reinhardt off the right hand, puts the soft shot up from about 8 feet. 22-19 the score now. Give Jerome a basket.
Well, I think that time you saw Edison just kind of holding back, figuring Norristown would take that shot from outside. Jerome saw the opening and drove on down.
Air ball by Williams. Rebound taken by Reinhardt. Outlet to Darrell Wise. Wise presses the ball up court. Lacks. Oh, bad pass by Wise. Taken by Butler. Butler right down past Frank Dobbs for the easy layup. Darrell Wise didn't look that time. Tried to nonchalant the ball back to Frank Dobbs, and Butler right there for the easy basket. So it's 24-19 with 5:45 left to go in the second quarter. Reinhardt. Oh, good aggressive play by Jerome. Barron goes to the floor, looks for an offensive foul, doesn't get it, and Jerome makes the basket. So his first 4 points of the ball game come on successive possessions for Norristown. 24-21 the score. They go inside, and it's number 20, Gambrell. Penetration, good for the basket. It's 26-21. Edison maintaining that 5-point advantage. Wise goes down low to Reinhardt. It's going to be out on Jerome. Yep.
Oh, poor call that time. I thought it was a kick ball that time on number 25, Eric Barron.
I don't know. I was a little bit screened out on the call. I'm not sure.
Substitutions here going out of the ball game is Frank Dobbs coming in as Chuck Walker, and for Edison, I should say, Anthony Robinson, number 42, checking back in along with number 30, Tim Sherfield.
That's right. Okay, the pass is deflected by Dobbs. Pardon me, deflected by Chuck Walker. Sorry about that, Chuck. Sherfield from the outside over. Darren Queenan just reaches the basket. Rebound taken by Robinson. Good position that time by Anthony Robinson for the easy follow-up basket. 28-21.
Position that time. Sherfield's out ball just landed right in Robinson's hands.
Wise takes the ball to the hoop himself. Puts up a forced shot. Doesn't go for it. Rebound by Gambrell. He's got a man on the right side. Pulls up. There it goes to Williams. Gambrell being guarded by Walker. Pass goes down low. Now we're going to have traveling called on Anthony Robinson before he made that basket. Good call by the officials.
That time Jerome Reinhardt just stood down there and did not move, forcing Robinson to do the traveling. And Darrell Wise taking a seat on the bench, and Frank Dobbs and Chuck Walker are going to run things now for the Eagles.
Okay, Dobbs and Walker at the guard position for Norristown. We have 4:26 left to go in the second quarter. And at the next break, we're going to have a couple more substitutions. Pass goes down to Dobbs from Reinhardt. Oh, back to Jerome. Nice shot. Nope, won't go for him. Nice tap by Darren Queenan. I don't even think Darren hit that ball.
No, that time
he was right there.
Anthony Robinson really was the guy that tapped it in there for Edison.
But give the points to Darren Queenan and give him 11 in this ball game. 28-23 the score. Pass goes down to Robinson over Dante Woods. Nope, won't go for him. Rebound by Reinhardt.
Good defense, too, by Dante Woods that time, jumping out on Robinson.
That's right. He stood his ground, too. Didn't go for the foul. Didn't have anything unnecessary called against him. Queenan takes the ball to the hoop. Nice play by Darren. Put a good move on Williams. Drove right down. There was nothing that Edison could do that time.
Well, I think they expected him to dish it off to Dante Woods. It was open on the left side of the lane, but Queenan just popped it himself.
We've got a timeout called by Coach Ratnoff of the Inventors, and I think that's a good timeout for him, too. His team built up a little bit of an edge, got up to 7 points, and now it's 3 points with 3:36 remaining in the second quarter.
28-25, Norristown trailing.
Well, we have a couple minutes. We'd like to thank Sam Galbraith, who's doing all of our production here tonight, the camera work, as well as directing for us. And, of course, the Norristown Area School District, which brings you all these ball games over the Norristown Cable Access Channel. Got a lot of games coming up in succession here. I guess fans are going to see a lot of basketball at one time here. We got swamped in this week.
You aren't sick of us now. You soon will be.
Well, I'm not going to say a word.
Not gonna say a word?
No.
Well, our parents are still watching, I think. I don't. But right now, Darren Queenan, top man in the ball game, 13 points already. We've seen Darren have games of 28, 33 points this year. He's well on his way to another big one tonight.
All right, Edison from right in front of us. It's going to be number 23 just coming into the ball game, William Barmore. So it looks like Edison has a lot of confidence in its bench. We've seen a lot of players here into this ball game already. We're only in the second quarter. Sherfield right around Frank Dobbs, goes down low to Butler. Butler goes by Reinhardt, puts the shot up. Foul's going to be called on Jerome as well for Norristown into the ball game. Number 14, Phil Bugg, replacing Dante Woods, is going to get a breather here. Dante has played fairly well so far in this ball game. I'm impressed.
Dante got the first 4 points of this ball game, but he has been in position defensively, and he's pulled down 4 rebounds already.
I hope it's a good sign for Dante.
A couple block shots, too, by Woods.
Butler's shooting, too. That one rolls around and falls for him. Edison up by 4 now. This one off the front of the rim, but the rebound's taken by Stevens. Stevens puts the ball in the hoop. So Stevens with 2 points. And it's 31-25. Big break there for Edison. Frank Dobbs going to have a foul called on number 23. William Barmore, he doesn't believe it. He thought he had position there on Frank Dobbs, and I think he might have been right.
Blocking foul that time on Barmore.
Call could have gone on the way. It could have been traveling on Frank Dobbs, I thought, but It'll be Chuck Walker going to bring it across the timeline for the Eagles. Okay, Jerome drives all the way in himself. Oh, what a shot by Jerome Reinhardt, really showing his athletic ability there, driving the lane, putting that shot up with the right hand. Okay, it's 31-27. We're just under 3 minutes now left to go in the first half. Robinson in the ball game there for the Inventors. They get the ball to Butler, back to Robinson, puts the shot up off the glass over Phil Bugg, spins around and falls through for Anthony Robinson. He's got 8 points in this ball game. Inventors by 6 now, 33-27. Frank Dobbs takes it in himself, puts the shot up. Going to have a foul called. It's going to be on number 30, Tim Sherfield.
Calls blocking that time, so Dobbs will go to the line.
And since he was in the act of shooting, it'll be 2 free throws for Frank. First one rolls around and falls for Frank Dobbs.
Dobbs coming off a 10-point performance in his last game against Upper Dublin.
This one's short for Frank. 38-23. Norristown gets 1 point back on that exchange. Coach Ratenoff very vocal over there on the sidelines, letting his players know all the time what he wants them to do. Sherfield puts the jumper up, won't go. Rebound taken by Phil Bugg. Dishes it off to Frank Dobbs. They've got a break going here. Frank's going to slow it down. Watch behind him. Nope, wasn't watching that time. Steal by Butler, over to Sherfield, down to Butler. Nice save, but it's taken by Jerome Reinhardt. So the Eagles will bring it back. A little bit of a running game developing here, over to Phil Bugg on the right-hand side. Phil, quick pass over to Frank Dobbs. Dobbs with the jumper. Oh, nice shot. Good play by Phil Bugg. Saw he had Dobbs open on the far side. Frank had an easy open jump shot, and he capitalized on it. 33-30. Edison still by 3 points.
And we're going to see Dante Woods checking in now at the next stoppage or play for the Eagles.
They go down low to Butler, outside to Robinson. Good play by Chuck Walker. Look at him come up with the ball. Chuck Walker's going to try to beat Robinson down the court. Puts the shot up, won't go. Tap by Dobbs, tap by Queenan. Okay, they had 4 players down there for the Eagles. Good offensive series. Norristown down by 1. Darren Queenan now with 15 points.
And Jeff, how many times have we seen Chuck Walker just ignite the Norristown offense, coming up with that quick steal and charging to the other end?
Fantastic play by Chuck Walker. Did it all himself that time. Darren Queenan gets the hoop though. Robinson puts the shot up on Phil Bugg. Oh, I can't believe they called a foul there.
Oh, that was a poor call that time. Phil Bugg immediately jumped out when he saw Robinson was open. He stood his ground and he had position, and Robinson banged into him.
That is really a tough call. Phil didn't move. The man jumped into him.
Well, I think what the ref saw was that Phil was in motion, and by the time the ref turned back, he saw the next bump by Robinson, and that's why he called it.
Okay, the first one rolls in, out. No basket for Robinson. Another substitution. Darrell Wise back in. Phil Bugg going to take a seat here. So we have Reinhardt and Bugg on the bench now. And in there for the Eagles, we have a guard offense. Dobbs, Walker, and Wise, all at that position. Woods and Queenan, the other 2 players for the Eagles. Robinson makes the second one. It's 34-32, 2-point ball game. 1:14 left to go in the first half, and we've seen fine basketball so far. Dobbs with the open shot. He's going to take it. Won't go for him. Rebound by Robinson. Gambrell over to Robinson. He's going to put the shot up over Woods. Nice shot off the glass. So very quickly, Anthony Robinson puts his team up by 4 points with 55 seconds left to go in the first half. 36-32 the score. Chuck Walker slows his team down. Lob pass goes into Wise. Wise puts the shot up off the side of the glass. Rebound taken by Dobbs. Dishes it off to Queenan. Queenan with a nice move. Oh, Coach Ratenoff looking for a traveling call there on Darren Queenan, but it's not forthcoming, and the basket's good.
You can see the Eagles are looking at Darren Queenan tonight. 17 points already. Norristown's total of 34.
Got exactly half. We've got a foul there. We saw that when Robinson went up for the shot. Looks like it was Dante Woods who stuck his hand in there. Okay, so Robinson will shoot 2 once again. 27 seconds we have left here in this second quarter. It's a 2-point ball game. Eagles down by 2. And Robinson makes the first one.
Robinson started off slowly tonight, but 12 points already.
And the second free throw is good as well. And it's 38-34, 25 seconds left to go in the first half. Maybe Norristown will play for the last shot and go into the locker room with a 2-point deficit. We'll see. Queenan, no, there's traveling there, definitely. Coach Ratnoff, he saw that one about 3 seconds before the officials did. What do you think?
Well, Darren that time saw the opening. I think he was shocked that the lane was totally empty that time, and he was just too hurried to get going.
He would have had the easy basket. Now with 16 seconds, Edison with a chance to go into the locker room with a 6-point lead. Sherfield, nice head fake, dishes it off to Butler. Butler with a reverse shot, won't go. Rebound by Queenan, outlet to Darrell Wise. Better put the shot up. 3 seconds, 2. Oh, the shot goes up, won't go. Rebound by Butler. That ends the first half. The score after 1 half of play, 38-34. Fine first half of basketball. We'll be back in just a moment to give you our thoughts on that first half of play.
Norristown trailing Edison 38-34, and Jeff, I think we saw the best first half of basketball this year with Norristown.
A fine play, I think, by both ball clubs. Norristown playing very competitive basketball. They're staying in this ball game, and I think the key to their success in the first half has been their control of the boards. They've played very well inside. Dante Woods had a fine performance. We had some substitutions by Norristown. Had Phil Bug in there very briefly, and Jerome Reinhardt's playing fine basketball down underneath. He must have 8 or 9 boards already.
That's right. Jerome started a little slowly, but I think in the early parts of this ball game, Dante Woods has probably put in his best first half of basketball this year also for Norristown, and maybe that's why the Eagles are playing so well. Dante was down there. He got good positioning for the rebound. Only has 1 personal foul going into the second half, and that's something we've seen Dante have problems with, especially defensively. He swung out there many times and clogged up the lane, preventing Edison going in for the easy layup.
That's right. It's been a fine first half by him, and I think Norristown has had that guard offense in there in the end of the first half. I don't know if Cresswell's going to go with that too much in the second half, but I think he had some success with his starting lineup of Woods, Reinhardt, and Queen, and Darren playing a fine ball game, and that's been a habit with him so far this season.
That's right. Norristown tonight, as you said during the pregame show, they slowed things down. They did not get involved in a running game. As a result, they cut down their turnovers because I think Norristown could not run with this team. We saw a couple bursts there where Edison took off, and that was all she wrote because they went down the other end and went in for the easy 2 points.
I think that's a very good point there about Norristown cutting down on their turnovers.
That's right. We've seen how they can hurt them. We saw in a Frankfurt game where Norristown started getting blown away in the second quarter by 12 points because they continually turned over the ball. There were a couple key costly mental mistakes here in this first half. We saw Darrell Wise and Frank Dobbs get stripped of the ball on 3 occasions. Just lackadaisical play.
Well, that's something that they're going to have to concentrate on. I'm sure Cresswell's going to let them know about that at halftime.
Yes.
But overall, you've got to say, it was a fine first half of play. And you said just before we went on the air about how Norristown, they look good. They looked alive. They were ready to play tonight.
That's right. Sometimes they come out here and they're very slow starting, and they kind of snooze away a little part of the ball game, and then they get back into it. And sometimes that can be devastating when you're playing such a good team. But tonight they've been in it from the very beginning. At one point they fell behind by 7 points, yet they narrowed that gap to 2. And coming into the third quarter, they're only down by 4 points.
Okay, I think a point that we have to take into consideration, I think Norristown's going to have to concentrate in this second half. They've been in the habit of being up by 12, 15 points at halftime. They go into the second half, maybe they build up a 20-point lead, then they lose it. They don't concentrate anymore, and maybe they win the ball game by 4, 5, 6 points. They win, but it's not as impressive as it should be.
That's right. Well, I don't think tonight you'll see either team really running up that big of a point margin, but I do agree with you. Norristown has to come out here. Either team gets in a cold streak starting this third quarter, and that could be really the turning point. They've got to come out here and really start controlling the offense the same way they did, and really setting the tempo of this ball game, because let's face it, one team sets the tempo for both ball clubs.
Exactly. I'm sure Coach Ratnoff would love to see his team running down the sideline every time. He has Gambrell with a fantastic outside shot. He's got Robinson who can do anything. He's got the jumper. He can go down side, and he's had good position a couple times. He's a good player. If they can get the ball down the outlet passes, they're going to run away with it, I think.
And more importantly, did you notice that Edison has an extremely deep bench? Ratanoff has gone to 8 players already in this ball game. People don't realize, in the public league, most of your schools down in Philadelphia, your 8, 9, and 10 men can either be probably be starters for most of your suburban schools.
That's a point I wanted to bring up, and thank you for remembering that. I knew there was something that I wanted to say about a point, and you're just, what a mind. He's fantastic. Okay, the scoring for you. For Norristown, of course, it's Darren Queenan leading them with half of their points, 17 for Darrell. Yeah, Darren. I know the Norristown players. Jerome Reinhardt, 6 points. Dante Woods, 4. Darrell Wise, 2. Chuck Walker, 2. And Frank Dobbs with 3.
And, of course, for the Edison Inventors, number 42, Anthony Robinson. He's their top man. He's got 13 points. At one point, he was saddled with 2 personal fouls, but he came back hot down the stretch.
Quiet
in the
13
second quarter.
points, I think.
Very quiet. Hasn't been much of a factor down low. That's what I mean. Woods and Reinhardt have really been doing a good job of positioning themselves, blocking him, and keeping him out to the outside.
Big plus for him. He's drawn 4 or 5 fouls already. He's been to the free throw line a lot.
That's right. He's followed by Calvin Gambrell, who's coming off a 20-point performance. He's got 8 already in this ball game. Robert Stevens Evans off the bench with 5 points. Terry Butler also chipping in with 5. Tim Sherfield, 4 points. Bobby Williams, 2. And Eric Barron with 1 point.
Okay, I think you're going to see one of the finest second halves we've seen so far this year. I look forward to a fine all-around ball game.
Well, we promised them a good ball game. As we said, not many people are aware of the Edison Inventors, but we said it was going to be a good one, and that's just what it's shaped up to be.
Okay, we'll be back in just a couple seconds with the second half of play. It should be exciting.
Getting very Well, we are ready for second half action. Norristown trailing 38-34. Getting ready for this third quarter tap-off. Going up for the Eagles, Darren Queenan. And going up for Edison, number 42, Anthony Robinson. We'll get you the rest of the starting lineups in just a moment. Robinson wins it. Queenan comes up with the tap, though. Norristown in control. Jerome Reinhardt leaning, off-balance jumper, but he nails it. So Jerome gets the Eagles within 2, 38-36. Out there for the Eagles, we've got number 10 and 15, Chuck Walker and Dow Wise, respectively, at the guards position. As Gambrell rims it, goes on the floor. The rebound is taken by Wise. We're going to have a jump ball here. Let's see who's going to be the contestants going up for this jumper. And at the forward positions, we have Darren Queen and Jerome Reinhardt, number 12 and 24, and Dante Woods, number 23 in the middle. Wise wins the tap. It goes to Chuck Walker. Walker going down the lane, and it is knocked away by Gambrell, but the foul is going to be called on Gambrell.
And he can't believe it.
I thought it was a clean knockaway that time by Gambrell.
It was tough to tell from here, and I think it was tough for the official to tell, too. He really didn't have position on the call, but, you know, he made it. It's his prerogative.
Out there for Edison, we have number 30, Tim Sherfield, along with number 20, Calvin Gambrell. They are the guards. They are joined by number 25, Eric Barron, along with number 42, Anthony Robinson. And who's the final player out there for?
We have number 34, Butler.
So we have the starting 5 out there once again, and we have a tie ball game.
Chuck Walker made both those free throws.
Gambrell swings it on over now. Butler driving the baseline around Dante Woods, and Butler went up for it. Woods held his position that time, but Butler switched hands and just went around the left side. Wise over to Queenan. Queenan inside to Jerome Reinhardt. Reinhardt driving the lane. Offensive foul, though, called on Jerome, and he is not too happy about that call.
I should say not.
Yes.
No, there's no importance to this game, is there? These guys want to win it.
Edison tried to go inside that time to Robinson, but it was knocked away by Darren Queenan. Edison began this ball game, started out shooting from the outside, but in the second quarter they had more success going inside. I think we're going to have double dribble that time, traveling on Robinson.
Was it a double dribble, or did he dribble on the end line there?
Maybe you're right. That's what it was. It was a call. He dribbled on the end line that time. That time the Norristown zone collapsed on Robinson, and he didn't have much of a choice. Queenan with the ball, high man in the ball game, 17 points, quiet in this quarter though. Wise, air ball, on the floor, Jerome Reinhardt comes up with it. His shot is short, tap by Queenan, misses it, Robinson with the rebound. Reinhardt pressuring him in the backcourt now. Sherfield bringing it up the far side, swings it out over the back, now to Sherfield. Sherfield pulls up for the jumper, it's off the rim, contested in there by Edison, and it's tapped up, but Queenan takes it down. Chuck Walker leading the Eagles up on the break. Walker to Reinhardt. Reinhardt, power move off the glass, it's short. Norristown misses the rebound. Open man is Butler. Butler going for Chuck Walker back quickly over to Sherfield. Sherfield holds up now. He's guarded by 3. Well, let's see, we have 3 seconds violation called on Terry Butler that time, so Edison turning it over.
I was amazed with Butler when he went up in the air past the end line, and he saved the ball. He turned around, and he just was there in midair for a couple seconds, saw Terry Sherfield out there and lobbed the pass into him.
Sherfield made the mistake that time, though. He tried to go for position when he was had 3 Eagles around him. Queenan loses it, taken down by Edison. Lead pass to Gambrell. Gambrell goes in for the layup. He is fouled by Darryl Wise. Wise slaps him across the side of the head there.
We've seen a lot of running up and down the courts, but not too much scoring here in this third quarter.
Gambrell going to the line. He has 8 points in the game. Norristown down by 2, 40-38. 1 point they trailed in this ball game by as much as 7 points in the first half. They narrowed it within 4 at halftime as Gambrell misses the first shot.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a prerequisite of every Philadelphia City team to have a player who looks like he's 32. You have Rico Washington on Franklin. You have Anthony here for Edison. These fellas look like they've been around for 5-6 years.
They just develop quicker in Philadelphia. Dante Woods driving in, lays it up. That is one of Dante's, I think, favorite moves that time. He takes it, that little underhand lob shot there, cutting across the lane.
Of course, Gambrell the last time made one of his 2 free throw attempts, so it's a 1-point Edison lead.
Over to Gambrell now on the right side of the lane, finds Butler open on the baseline. He is snuffed by Darrell Wise and tied up. We are going to have a jump ball here. Good defensive play by Wise.
Fine play by Darrell that time.
Very risky one. Could have been a foul call at that time, but Wise tied him up. Wise wins it, but Gambrell comes down with it. Inside to Butler. Butler round the rim and good. 43-40, 5:20 left to go in this third quarter. Good end-to-end action here tonight by these two ball clubs. Woods in the middle of the lane, he hits it. 2 straight buckets for Dante Woods. He has 8 points in the game.
It looks like Dante wants the ball here in this third quarter. He's been quite effective so far in this ball game. You know, 8 points isn't a great total, but he's been a force.
Good all-around game tonight by Dante Woods, probably his best from the last month. Gambrell over to Sherfield. Sherfield goes around Weinhardt, swings it back outside. Norristown's 2-3 zone keeping him out here. Gambrell and Sherfield just going back and forth now. Finally, Gambrell puts it up himself from the outside, tapped away by Woods, taken by Reinhardt. He loses it. Darrell Wise coming up with it now.
Eagles with their chance to take the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
Queenan on the baseline, nice move. He is fouled on the play. I think the foul might be on Anthony Robinson, Jeff.
And Howard Ratnoff, the coach of the Inventors, cannot believe that Darren Queenan was not called for traveling, and I think he has a very valid concern there because Darrell shuffled his feet.
Yeah, Darren made that little extra shuffle there. He got away with it, I think, because the hand movement. He was going back and forth with the ball.
Yeah, but as his feet did move, Ratnoff can't believe it.
I believe that is the 3rd personal foul also on Anthony Robinson. Queenan gets his first point of this second half, 18 in the game. In and out, tapped by Reinhardt, no good though. 43-43, tied ball game here, 4:15 to go. Robinson clapping for it, gets it. He is defensed by Queenan, air ball, taken by Reinhardt, up to Wise. Wise leading the break up the left side, goes to Queenan. Queenan puts it off balance, shot up there, no good, taken by Robinson.
Eagles should have held back a little bit there that time. They didn't have the good shot.
Now it's Edison the other end. Goaltending called on Queenan that time. Who's the bucket credited to?
That goes to Eric Barron, number 25. He's got 3 points here in this ball game.
Coach Cresswell standing now, pacing on the sidelines in front of the Eagles bench. Walker goes cross court now over to Darrell Wise. Wise launches 18-footer. That one's off the mark. Taken by Sherfield over to Butler. Butler puts it in, and it goes for 2. And poor shot selection that time by Darrell Wise. Terrible shot from outside.
And he gives Edison the chance to get the fast break. With the shot coming out, he's the only man back there. They get the big bounce out there for the rebound. And they're 4 points down very quickly.
And Darrell is fouled that time. Call is being made against number 25, Eric Barron.
And into the ball game, number 31, Robert Stevens. Barron is going to take a seat on the bench for a little while.
Wise over to Walker now. Back to Wise in that corner. He hasn't been hot tonight, but he hits that one. That is Darrell's favorite shot down there from the baseline in the corners. Walker down low on defense. They dish it off to, let's see, that was Barron.
Offensive foul called on number 34, Terry Butler. Dante Woods had good position on the baseline there. Woods knocked to the floor, and the officials give the call to Norristown.
Little extra added emphasis by Woods as he's falling to the floor, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, he and Dustin Hoffman are head and head for Best Actor.
Very good. Walker over to Queenan. Queenan at the top of the key now, sees Dante. He's wide open. Dante launches that jumper, and he hits it.
Dante Woods said, there you go, Anthony Robinson. You're not the only one who can make those outside shots.
You know, Dante has a nice soft jumper, but he hasn't used it much this year.
Well, he had the open shot, 10 feet. Stuck it right through. So it's a tie ball game again.
47-47. Robinson now driving around Reinhardt. It's off the side of the glass. Darrell Wise coming up with it. Chuck Walker open, but Wise getting double teamed, stripped from behind. Let's see. And they're calling it Norristown's ball. Sherfield tried to bounce it off Wise's legs, but Wise knocked it off of Sherfield's.
And going to have a timeout called by Howard Ratnoff. And Ratnoff having a word with the official there.
Jeff, I think this game is going to go down to the wire. As Ratnoff, as you said, is still contesting there with the...
He's talking about that Darren Queenan call. He pointed down to underneath the basket. And, I think everybody else here saw the traveling call. The officials miss them. They're human. That's, it's part of the ball game.
Sometimes.
That's right. It's all part of the ball game. Now, it's easy for us to say that. The call didn't go against Norristown. It depends on how we would be. But I think, it's comparable. If the call had gone against Norristown, it'd be the same attitude.
Well, that time, too, I think on that play that we're referring to, both officials were screened out because they were on the far side of the court that time. We had a perfect angle. We could see Darren clearly travel. But, hey, as we said, it evens out. Norristown took advantage that time, got the bucket. We have a tie ball game, 47-47. 2:25 left to go in this third quarter. Eagles trail by 4 coming into the second half, but they've tied this ball game up.
Let's see if they can't take a lead here. We've had it seesaw back and forth for the tie ball game, 45-45, 43-43, and now it's 47-all.
And Darren Queenan's been very quiet in this quarter, Jeff. He only has 2 points to his credit. Dante Woods has been the poorest, 6 points.
That's right. Dante Woods, the big man for Norristown here in the third quarter of play.
Hey, play resumes here as Darrell Wise has it. Right side of the key now to Darren Queenan. Whoa, intended for Woods in the middle, but picked off by Barron.
Now, bad
Reinhardt
pass by
almost
Walker.
coming up with the steal, and Reinhardt is called for the foul that time.
And that's the man Norristown doesn't want to lose, Jerome Reinhardt. Dante Woods, Darren Queenan, we've been talking about with the points, but Jerome is such a stabilizing force. And when you need the big basket, go to Jerome Reinhardt.
That's right, and he's such a down low for Norristown. He really muscles his way in there, pulls his share of the boards down, and immediately Coach Cresswell sends Phil Bugg in to replace him. Reinhardt on the bench, 3 personals in the ball game.
I think the Eagles have an aversion to taking the lead in this ball game.
Yes, it seems that way at times. Outside shot by Gambrell, short this time. He hasn't found the mark. And it's going to be an
foul.
offense. Yes, right.
Phil Bugg had position.
It's going to be caught on Gambrell.
One and one now. Okay, the official makes it clear to the scorer's bench it was an offensive foul, therefore there is no 1-and-1 situation. Okay.
Less than 2 minutes in this third quarter. Coach Cresswell calling for the 54 play again. Darrell Wise swings down in the corner on this play. Goes back out to Chuck Walker. Walker down to Wise now. Wise looking for someone to cut across the lane. Finally goes back to Walker. Outside shot is short. Off the rim. Bugg couldn't come up with it. Sherfield bringing it down court now for Edison.
I don't think I like that last shot by Chuck Walker, but we'll see.
That's a little too far out there. It's by Walker. That's outside of his shooting range. Gambrell down low now to Robinson. Robinson's been quiet in this second half so far. Edison slowing things down here. 1:18 to go in this third quarter. Give and go between Sherfield and Gambrell. Finally, Stevens has it. Stevens.
Oh, what a block.
Nice block by Darren.
What a block by Darren Queenan.
Outside by Robinson, no good. Taken by Barron. Or Butler make that. Now over to Gambrell to Robinson. Robinson up and down. Finally, he puts it in there.
What an exchange. So finally, Frankfurt takes the lead. Huh.
We've got 46 seconds to go now.
And that was good defense by Norristown that time. They really made Edison work for the basket.
That's right. Took almost a minute that time for Edison to finally get that bucket. Norristown slowing the pace here just a little bit. Walker swings it over to Wise. Phil Bugg wide open. Then he's blocked in by Butler. Back to Wise now. Wise working his way inside for position here. Back to Walker.
Last shot perhaps here for Norristown. 25 seconds.
I think you'll see Darren Queenan probably be the man to take it if he has a chance here. Phil Bugg baseline again inside to Donnie Woods. Woods reverse flip, no good. Tied up there, but we're going to have a foul, and it's going to be called on Phil Bugg.
It's a shame. Dante Woods was a nice bounce pass by Phil Bugg. Got it right inside of Dante, couldn't make the basket.
Very difficult shot, though, that time. Dante was coming down, and he just flipped it up there with a flick of the wrist.
And it held up there and just fell off the side, and when Norristown all fighting for that rebound, the foul finally called on Phil Bugg. 10 seconds.
That's right. Gambrell forcing it down court, goes low now to Butler. Butler puts it off with 4 seconds left now. Darrell Wise hurrying up, inbounding the ball. Chuck Walker driving it up. Whoa,
what a
hits
shot.
the backside of the rim that time. 50-footer that time by Chuck Walker, almost in, but nevertheless, at the end of three quarters, Norristown trailing 51-47.
All right, right now, while we have a break in the action, Bernard Bryant, former guard for Norristown, the District 1 championship squad here here at the scorer's table with us. Bernard, we talked at halftime a little bit about the Norristown squad, and you seem to think Darren Queenan's the man for them.
Oh, yes, I do, without no doubt. I think Norristown have a great inside game. If I think they deliver the ball to Darren Queenan inside, a lot can happen for Norristown.
Okay, how about the outside shot? We saw Darrell Wise take some shots here in the second half. He made one or two, but I really don't think Norristown has the outside game.
Well, I think as the season progresses, I think Norristown will become better at shooting the outside shots. I think Darrell Wise have a nice jump shot. I think Frankie Dowd is capable of shooting the jumper also. It's just a matter of him putting the ball up and Darrell putting the ball up and having a little confidence in putting the ball up.
Okay, thank you, Bernard, for being with us here this evening.
Sure.
Okay, we'll see if the Eagles can follow in Bernard's team's footsteps. District championship, 51-47 the score, and it's a shame Norristown fought so hard there, and they're still down by the 4 points that they were at the half.
That's right. Norristown at one point had tied the game at 47 all, and then the last 4 points of the quarter scored by Edison. Norristown had a couple opportunities there, but the shots just would not fall.
It's a fine third quarter of play by the Eagles. They could have had the lead, as we said, and the tap goes to Edison, taken by Sherfield. Okay, they go over to Gambrell. He gives it inside to Barron. Barron misses the shot. Rebound by Darrell Wise. Wise comes away with it. It's got Chuck Walker on the left. Walker takes it all the way in himself. Nice layup by Chuck Walker. Bring the Eagles back to within 2 points, 51-49.
I didn't think Chuck had a chance that time, driving in against three Edison defenders, but he went up and laid it in.
I think it was all quickness that time for Walker. Made that basket go. Gambrell, a little spin move, brings it inside. The pass is picked off by Queen and outlet to Chuck Walker. Walker all alone himself again. Nope, no basket. We're going to have traveling called against Chuck Walker. Oh, my.
Well, that kind of makes up for it. I didn't think Walker was the man that traveled. Darren Queenan down at the other end of the court when he came down with that rebound took an extra step. Radikoff was just furious over at the sidelines, calling for that traveling call. And then they called it on Walker at the other end.
Well, that's the way it goes. We said things balance out. 51-49. Edison up by 2. 7-10 left to go in this ballgame, and it's been a thriller so far.
Well, it's just been a case of Norristown getting so close and not being able to get over that hump.
Okay, Edison's going to work the ball here. They're not going to take any bad shots. Stall game? No. Robinson puts the shot up over everybody. Won't go. Good position by Barron. Takes the rebound from Queenan. Jump ball. Okay, Barron was looking for the foul. Darren Queenan right there just stuck his hands on top of that orange ball.
Frank Dobbs in the ball game. Number 5, we got Chuck Walker and Darrell Wise. Norristown going with that 3-guard type of offense.
Frank Dobbs can't save the ball on the far sideline. Off of the tap, so it'll be Edison back the other way.
And we still have Jerome Reinhardt on the bench.
Stevens in the ball game. Butler on the bench for the Inventors. Robinson's going to take the ball to the baseline. Drives around, going to have a foul on Darrell Wise. Bad play that time by Darrell. Hacking foul. And we have a 1-and-1 situation, so Anthony Robinson will go to the line to shoot his free throw and perhaps a bonus shot. 6:25 is the time. That's all there is left in this ball game. Robinson misses the first one. Rebound taken by Queenan. Oh, no. Stevens almost got it. Then Darren went to save the ball and flipped it out of bounds. So Edison getting another break.
Well, Darren was expecting Darrell Wise to be waiting there on the sideline, but Darrell moved inside.
Frank Dobbs, nice play. Oh, good tap. Frank's got it all alone for the layup. Dobbs all the way down with the easy layup, and it's a tie ball game. Fine individual effort by Frank Dobbs. Made that play all himself.
And that's the thing that really can turn your offense on. Momentum can switch with that type of play. The steal by Dobbs going in for the layup, tying this ball game. And
the few fans here that in the Norristown Area High School Gymnasium have come alive. They go to Barron. Barron drives it on Queen and makes the basket. There's a good stabilizing basket for the Inventors. They needed that one. 53-51. Chuck Walker sets up his team's offense. Over to Wise, into Woods. Woods has got the ball, and he slams the ball for Norristown.
That was a nice play by Dante Woods. He called for the ball in the middle, and you could just tell he was going to go and bring it to the hoop no matter what. And that's something we haven't seen. Dante Woods asserting himself and using that bulk and size of his.
And we had everybody up here at the Norristown Area High School Gymnasium. It's a tie ball game, 53-all. What a play by Dante. Oh, we're going to have a reaching in foul call on Frank Dobbs. Nope, no foul. I thought I heard a whistle there. The basket is good from the outside.
Sherfield.
Nice play by Sherfield. I guess it was a fan who had that whistle there. Okay, back to Walker outside. Over to Wise. Wise puts the jumper up. No, won't go for Darrell. Rebound by Frank Dobbs. He puts the soft jumper up. Frank Dobbs with that outside shot.
And Dante Woods that time tapped the ball back outside to Dobbs when he went for the rebound. Give him the assist.
And we're trading baskets, 55-55. This is the game we expected. Oh, I'm so glad we've had it. We've seen some blowouts in this ball game. Not in this ball game, in this season. I knew what the word was. No time for levity here, right?
Sometimes I even help you.
Anthony Robinson goes down low to Barron. Barron drives around Dante Woods. Oh, nice spin shot by Barron. I don't know how that ball went in the hoop.
Well, he released that one like a pitcher would release a curveball and went in and still got the basket.
57-55. Edison still not relinquishing that lead. Norristown hasn't had a lead in this ball game since the first quarter. They go out to Dobbs. Zone defense now here for the Edison Inventors. Walker lobs it into Woods. Oh, Dante lets it go right through his hands. Edison now with a chance to go up by 4 points. They're going to slow the ball up.
And we're going to have Jerome Reinhardt checking back at the next stoppage here.
As well as Terry Butler is going to come into the ball game for the Inventors. Well, no matter what way this ball game goes, I think Norristown's garnered a lot of respect from this Edison ball club. Sherfield gives it over to Gambrell. To Stevens. Darrell Wise right there. Norristown that 2-3 zone.
Yeah, this is just a minor point, but Robinson, number 42, is almost laboring out there, breathing very heavy and moving so slowly.
And we've got a stall game here being played by the Inventors. I find this amazing. Foul call on Chuck Walker. And that's exactly what Coach Howard Radifer wanted.
I'm not real surprised because I think Coach Radanoff realized this is going to be a ball game that's going to go down to the final couple of minutes. The final minute is going to come down to a couple last shots. And you go for it, and you're going to force one of the teams to come out. In this case, it was Norristown to create either a turnover or get called for a foul. Okay, so it's Gambrell shooting 1 and 1. First one is good for him. Oh, in and out, and in again. So it's 58-55 now. Edison up by 3. He's got 3:27 left to go in this game. And those substitutions that we were talking about have been made. Butler and Reinhardt into the ball game there for their teams respectively. But I'm kind of surprised Dante Woods was the man that went to the bench. This one doesn't go, but the rebound's taken by Barron. Bad break for Norristown. Oh, you just can't let that happen. That's like giving a team new life. Took a wild bounce, and Barron was right there to control it, and they're going to knock some more time off the clock. Robinson over Queen and puts the shot, won't go. Rebound, nope. We're going to have a foul called on Butler. Tough call there. Terry Butler doesn't like it, but I think it was a fair call. They fought for the rebound. Butler over the top a little bit, and we're in the 1-and-1 situation, so we'll go down to the other end of the floor. Norristown will shoot some free throws. Okay, it's Jerome Reinhardt at the line for the Eagles, shooting 1 and 1. Oh, won't go for him. Rebound by Barron. There's a big play. Tough break for the Eagles. 58-55 the score. 3 minutes exactly is the time. It's called the charity stripe, but boy, it can kill you if you miss it. Oh, wow. Gambrell all alone goes in on Wise, puts the shot up, won't go. We're going to have a jump ball. Nope. Going to have a foul. Going over the top. It's going to be called. I think it's going to be called on number 34, Terry Butler. And Darren Queen is going to walk to the other end and go to the line. Radanoff can't believe it. I thought it was a jump ball. That was my I thought it was a clean initial jump that time. If anything, I thought Darren would be the guy that the foul would be called on, since he was the one that was coming in from behind. Well, that's what Radanoff thought, too. How quiet Darren Queenan has been. 18 points, only 2 in the second half. Oh, Norristown misses another one from the 1-and-1 situation. And the rebound's taken by the Inventors. You know, time is running out here. 2:45 to go in this game. Bump. Yep, foul on Chuck Walker. Good call by the official there. Yeah, that
Chuck
time
right
Chuck
into him.
buried his chin in the back of, who was that, Gambrell?
Yeah, Gambrell, Chuck was taunting him a little bit out here on the court. We can hear it down here at courtside. Gambrell decided to take it to him. Chuck just bumped him a little bit with his hip. 58-55. Still the score, 1-1. Seeing a lot of this here. Gambrell misses it. Rebound by Edison. Taken by Butler. Butler puts the shot up. Rolls around and falls for him. We have a 5-point Edison lead. Norristown just taking the tough end of these boards here, the 1-1 situation. Edison misses the shot, gets the rebound. Norristown misses the shot, and it's Edison's ball back this way.
Well, Norristown's just not capitalizing.
Frank Dobbs from way outside. There's a big play by Dobbs, taking the shot from 16 feet, cans that jumper.
Yeah, but somebody had to take control of the Norristown offense.
Exactly. Norristown, full court pressure, steal by Frank Dobbs. Dobbs down there on Gambrell. Blocked by Gambrell.
And we're going to have, let's see, the basket count.
Goaltending is the call. Okay, that's right. Basket's good for Norristown. Chuck Walker with a big play. Gambrell looked up, looked down court to see who to pass the ball to, and Chuck Walker was right there for the quick steal. Something we've seen him do so much this year. It's a 1-point ball game. Norristown full court pressure. They're down by 1, 60-59.
Oh, and you wouldn't believe what just happened here. Butler wide open at the other end of the court. Everybody motioning down there on the bench. They didn't see him down there.
Okay, Sherfield takes the ball in himself, puts the shot up. Won't go. Looked like he was fouled. Rebound taken by Robinson. He puts the shot up. Tapped by Queen, and Robinson gets the basket. It's 3 points. Okay, Darrell Wise for Norristown. 1:43 left to go in the ball game. Okay, Norristown's going to set up for this shot. Timeout. Coach Cresswell for Norristown. It's 3-point ball game. 62-59. 1:34 is the time. Best game we've seen all year.
Without a doubt, this is easily the best. You're seeing a game that, as we said, is going to go down to the final minute. We predicted in the beginning this was going to be a great ball game, and that's what it turned out to be.
You got to talk about Chuck and Walker. You got to. It's a great defensive effort.
Okay, we just saw Chuck Walker with a big steal, and we have Bernard Bryant back with us. I guess that's a trademark of Chuck's.
Yes, I think Chucky Walker all year long has been playing great defense. It's been one of Norristown's strong points. At the end of the game, Chucky Walker has I don't know what it is. He just had the intensity and the go-ahead just to steal the ball and put Norristown right back in the game somehow.
Okay, Coach Cresswell takes the timeout there. He wants to get his Eagles back in the ball game. They're down by 3. They don't have much time. 1:34. This game can go either way. And there's the buzzer. We're almost ready for play. I'm sure we're going to have the same players in there for Norristown. It's Queenan, Wise, Walker, Dobbs, and Reinhardt. Norristown with that 3-guard position there. And in there for the Edison Inventors, it's Butler, Gambrell, Robinson, Sherfield, and Barron.
And I think also, like I said in the beginning of the program, I think Frankie Dobbs' jumper is starting to show at this point in the season. He's been able to hit it at crucial points in the game.
Frank had, of course, a key basket there in the fourth quarter to take the initiative for the Norristown Ball Club. Darrell Wise down in the corner. Over to Frank Dobbs. Lob pass into Reinhardt. He's got the ball, puts it up over Robinson. Shot won't go. Rebound taken by Robinson for the Inventors. There's a big play for both ball clubs. Norristown can't come away with the basket. They've got men all alone down there. Breakdown in defense. Oh, my goodness. Well, there was the obviously intentional foul. Of course, Chuck didn't mean to hurt anyone. And
no, but Chuck had to go in there, and there was no way that you had to prevent him from going in and getting that basket. Just commit the foul, but don't make it a 3-point play.
Smart play by Chuck. We have 1:12 left in the ball game now. Of course, Barron goes to the line shooting 2, but it's better than having the easy basket.
I don't understand that last time down the offensive underneath the backboard for Norristown. They went inside, lob pass to Reinhardt, who was double-teamed, sandwiched down low. He didn't have a prayer.
Okay, fellas, it's a two-shot foul there. They went after the ball like it was a 1-on-1 situation. Basket is not good, of course, for Barron. And now we'll go for the rebounds. Terry Butler really aggressive there. It was a nice play by him.
Jerome was surprised.
And this one goes for Barron. So it's a 4-point ball game. Norristown needs 2 field goals. 1:10 left to go. 63-59 the score. They go down to Queenan. Queenan puts the shot up. Nope, won't go. Partially blocked. Rebound by Terry Butler. Almost a steal by Walker. Gambrell between the legs comes away with it. Goes in on Darrell Wise for the easy layup. Norristown just gave that one away. 65-59. Now it's 6 points. We're under a minute. We have 53 seconds left to go. Chuck Walker looking to beat that zone defense. They go all the way across court to Dobbs. Darrell Wise. Wise puts the shot up off the glass. Oh, in and out, won't go for him. That's the ball game now, I think.
I think so.
Lob
No,
pass.
Wise.
Okay, Wise makes a steal. His pass is picked right back off. Gambrell picks it up. 36 seconds. It's a 6-point Edison lead. Norristown's going to have to foul somebody here. Okay, we have a timeout call. Well, with 27 seconds left, I think that's all she wrote. It's a shame. It's going to be probably about a 6-8 point finish for this ball game, but what a matchup.
Well, you saw Norristown go very cold shooting the last 3 minutes of this ball game. They had an opportunity to close within one and then take the lead when Chuck Walker came up with that critical steal right in front of us and drove in. Goaltending was called on Edison. Then they let him go down and dominate the other end of the play and go in for the quick 2 baskets. And Norristown didn't take advantage of the charity line either.
And the Norristown fans think this game's over too. Everyone's starting to depart here at the Norristown Area High School Gymnasium. But they saw a good ball game.
This sounds strange, but even in defeat, I think this is probably the best game Norristown has played this year. I mean, until the last 2 or 3 minutes, I think this is the best they've played, and this is probably, other than Frankfurt, the toughest team they have played.
Fine performance. They stuck to their ball handling game plan. They played the set offense all the way through this ball game. They had a good balanced attack. Reinhardt, Queen, and Woods all contributed. The guards came alive in the second half when they had to. It's just a shame they're going to fall a little bit short in this ball game. You know, 13-2 is a great record.
It is not bad, especially when you have to lose to a team. As you said,
when you consider both teams that Norristown will be losing to, you know, we don't like to count this game over with, but for all practicality's sake, it is. You know, if they win, there's nothing better that could happen. But
that's right.
I doubt it.
27 seconds left. It's miracle time, folks.
Okay, Gambrell is going to bring the ball in right into Robinson. Foul on Queenan. So Anthony Robinson, a fine free throw shooter at the line.
He was one of the key players for them game long.
Okay, Robinson makes the first basket, 66-59 now. Goes 2 for 2. Nope, basket is not good. He stepped on the line before he made the shot. So it's 7-point Edison lead, 1 tick off the clock, 26 seconds left. Walker from way outside. Oh, in and out, won't go for him. Rebound by Wise. Wise dishes it off to Jerome Reinhardt, puts the shot up, blocked. Reinhardt goes again. This time it's no good for him. Oh, just bad breaks here for Norristown. 10 seconds. Steal by Darren Queenan. Queenan makes the basket. Pass comes inbounds. Wait a minute, we're going to bring it back down. We have 5 seconds. It's a 5-point Edison lead, 66-61. A little confusion here. Cresswell wants the timeout. We had the timeout before the ball was brought in. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, but you know.
No, not with 5 seconds left in this ball game.
Well, Darren Queenan did get the bucket there. It's 66-61. 5-point difference, 5 seconds left. Well, they're going to have to get the ball in the inbounds pass, get a 3-point play, get the ball in the inbounds pass, and get another basket. And before Bernard Bryant leaves the Norristown Area Gymnasium, we'd like to thank him for being with us here this evening.
I'd like to say it was a pleasure being here. I enjoyed seeing Norristown High, even though they did not get the victory, but it was just a thrill to see them play. And I think by playoff time, I think they will be a contender for the District 1 playoffs and the Suburban or whatever league they're in this year. I think they'll be capable of winning something this year.
Okay, that's our sentiments as well. Of course, we realize how confusing it is to figure out what league Norristown is in. There, of course, they're an independent schedule. Things change around so abruptly here with the restructuring of the Suburban 1 league. Now, wait a minute. We're going to put some more time on. I think we're going to have 8 seconds left. I think that's the call. I think the official was putting 3 more seconds back on the clock. We had that inbounds pass. The clock was still running, and the Norristown timeout had been called previous to that. And we're going to have a stack here to bring the ball inbounds. 10, 9, 8. They stop it at. Hey, how about that?
You were right.
Okay, it's going to be Gambrell bringing the ball in for Edison. He's got it inside, lob pass to Robinson. Foul on Chuck Walker. Okay. 1 second off the clock. And Anthony Robinson's got to go all the way down court, shoot the 1-and-1. I think they knew who they were getting the ball into. They knew Norristown was going to foul, and Robinson, a fine free throw shooter. Dante Woods comes back into the ball game for the Eagles. Chuck Walker going to take a seat on the bench. Ovation for Chuck there, okay. Robinson makes the first one very calmly, 67-61. Don't mean to wake you up there, Alan. And this one's no good, but he gets his own rebound, puts the shot up. No good, taken by Reinhardt. 3 seconds, 2. Darrell Wise puts the buzzer beater up. Nope, won't go. That's the ball game, 67-61. It was a fine contest. What can we say? Norristown played a good ball game. We'll be back in just a moment. Final score is 67-61, and Norristown played a fantastic ball game tonight. Came down to the last few minutes. They had to make a couple of fouls that sealed the game for Thomas Edison. And overall, I think Norristown, as you said just before this game ended, played their finest ball game of the year.
Yes, I think they did until the last couple of minutes, until their shooting went very cold. But it was a case tonight where Norristown just kept driving and kept expending so much energy to get close in this ball game and tie it. But as I said, at one point in the third quarter, they just didn't have enough to get over the hump. But I still thought this was probably their best controlled, tempoed game they've played all year long. They played a fine game defensively. They really controlled the pace out here. They cut down on their turnovers, I would say, by 50%, both mental and the ones they turned over actually on the court. It's just a shame. As we said coming into this game, it was going to be a good one. Thomas Edison, an excellent team coming from Division C in the Philadelphia Public League. They are a well-coached team, and they are a very deep team. 8 players coming off playing tonight in the ball game for Edison, and I think that wore Norristown down after a while because Coach Howard Radanoff just kept on substituting throughout this ball game.
That's right. He had no worries about bringing players off the bench. He kept his pace up. He kept the momentum up of his ball club. They didn't have to worry about it. It was a nice, like you say, a well-coached game by him. I think it must have been frustrating for Norristown in that third quarter. They tied the game 5 times. It's an unofficial count, but they just couldn't get the lead. You come back like that. They were so close the entire ball game, and they never got a lead.
Well, a lot of times it's tougher to get. A team will just expend so much to get that close, and then when it really calls for that little extra something to go over and finally take advantage, lead into the ball game, you just don't have it. Although Norristown had the opportunities tonight, their at the foul line a couple times. They had a couple free throw opportunities. They did not convert. We saw Jerome Reinhardt and Darren Queen both in the final couple minutes go to the line. You had 4 possible points there. We didn't get anything. And a matter of fact, the rebounding at the other end, a couple occasions, 3 that I can think of offhand, Edison would go to the line for a free throw attempt, miss it, then their own player would come down with the rebound, go up for the bucket.
That's right. It had been something that Norristown was so comparable with tonight. They played very well. They compared. They matched up very well on the boards tonight, and just came out of those last few key rebounds off the 1-on-1 situations where it went Edison's way, and that was all there was to it. And then you can't come back from that when you get 3-4 points, 5 points even out of one time down the court.
Well, the 2 factors though I'd like to mention, get your opinion on it. I think 1, Darren Queenan came into the second half with 17 points. He finished the ball game tonight with 20 points. 2 of them coming in the last minute of play. Very cold. Norristown did not run many plays toward Darren. I was very surprised about that, trying to get him back in the flow of the offensive ball game. And secondly, Dante Woods came off the bench, started the third quarter. He poured in 6 points during one brief stretch there, and then during the last 6 minutes of the ball game, he was on the bench. Norristown went to 3-guard offense with Dobbs, Walker, and Wise. I am very surprised because I thought Dante Woods played his best game of the season.
That's right. I think that's a key factor. The way I looked at this ball game, the rebirth of Dante Woods, you might even call it.
He asserted himself.
He started plenty of these ball games this year. I think maybe Cresswell shook him up when he put Phil Bugg into the ball game against the game they played Tuesday night. That's right, Upper Dublin, the game I missed, so I don't know the name of the team that we played. That's okay. I did see the game. Maybe Dante said, hey, I don't like this. I want to start these ball games. And he played fine basketball tonight, defensively, offensively. And he wanted the ball in that third quarter, just like you said.
Well, he stopped committing the stupid fouls. I mean, there's no other way to put it. You go up and come down with a slapping foul when you're going for some type of rebound. He played a very smart game, filled in Wise defensively, and he was more of an offensive threat. Hey, you throw a couple elbows and you push your weight around a little bit, and you're going to get some recognition, and you're going to get the other team to be a little more conscious of you down low.
I think a big factor in this ball game tonight was number 20 for Edison, Gambrell. He played a good ball game from the outside, a lot of assists, a lot of conversions for him. Anthony Robinson, obviously the big scorer for them, but he wasn't all. Gambrell played a fine ball game.
That's right. Robinson was relatively quiet. I mean, here's a guy who scored 1,000 points in their history. First guy to do that. 19 points tonight.
And would you say he had 19 points? You wouldn't know it.
It was extremely quiet 19 points. He had 8 at halftime. He chipped in with 11 more down the stretch, but most of them were not key, crucial baskets.
All right, while we're on that subject, why don't we give you the scoring for Thomas Edison? 19 points, Anthony Robinson. Terry Butler with 15 points. He played a fine ball game as well. Gambrell, 11 and a lot of assists. Eric Barron, 8 points. Tim Sherfield, 6 points. Robert Stevens, 5 off the bench. Bobby Williams with 2 points.
And for Norristown, as we said, Darren Queen finished the night with 20 points. He was the top scorer in this ball game. He was followed by Dante Woods, who chipped in with 12 points. As we said, very good ball game for Dante. Jerome Reinhardt had 8 points, along with Chuck Walker, 8 points. Frank Dobbs, 9 points. Darryl Wise, 4 points. And while we're also handing out credits here, the guards tonight, Chuck Walker and Frank Dobbs both played very fine ball games. Dobbs chipped in with a couple of crucial baskets. Walker came up with 3 very big steals tonight. Almost changed tempo of this ball game, but it just wasn't enough.
I really can't find fault with Norristown's performance here tonight.
No, not at all.
They came out of this ball game with a 13-2 record, and with the expansion of the District 1 playoff competition, I think it's like 36 teams now that qualify for District 1. Norristown has got to be in there, 13-2 so far this season.
Well, only last week they expanded from 18 to 36, and when you look at who are the 2 losses against, we have Frankfurt, a Division A team in the Philadelphia Public League, and you have
Thomas Edison
here, a Division C team in the Public League. How many other suburban teams even take on the Public League contenders?
That's right. Norristown playing a very tough schedule this year, and they've done themselves proud so far. We'd like to thank Sam Galbraith for doing all of our work here tonight. Sam comes out here, did our camera work and our production. Of course, the Norristown Area School District, who brings you all these ball games. I'm Jeff Brandon for Allen Raleigh. Stay tuned for more Norristown basketball. We'll be coming at you a lot more times this school year.
Oh, the mixer.